And so, time to start with Gavin and Joshua.
Our project is on the Temple of Hatshepsut, which is an incredible piece of architecture from ancient Egypt. The mortuary temple of Hatshepsut was constructed between 1473 and 1458 BCE. Of Egypt, which you can see circled on this map. Built from limestone, the temple was built under the reign of and for Queen Hatshepsut of the 18th dynasty, who was the earliest known female monarch whose name is recorded. As you can see in this image, the temple is so massive that even the main staircase's walls come up to about eye level. The temple was originally part of a larger complex known as Deir el-Bahri, located in the Valley of Kings. Deir el-Bahri, which literally translates to monastery in the north, is often used today interchangeably as a label for the mortuary temple. So some of the purposes that this temple served were things like displaying conceptions, clean power, and it was also used as a funerary temple, and it was also a way to pay homage to the Egyptian gods, and also Queen Hatshepsut. And it was also so that shows the full atmosphere. The temple was built during the reign of the Pharaoh Hatshepsut, and it was meant to be a funerary temple for her and a sanctuary to honor the Egyptian gods. In order to honor the gods, daily rituals took place in the temple. The tasks required were things such as preparing food and drinks, burning incense, and singing hymns. There were also shrines present in the temple named for specific gods, such as Anubis and Hathor. Before the temple's construction, a ritual was performed at its construction site, which essentially followed Hatshepsut offering her temple to the sun god in the rain. This ritual is often referred to as the stretching of the cords, but it is mainly referred to simply as a foundation ritual. Following a practice that started as early as the 3rd dynasty of Egypt, many items were placed in 16 foundation deposits. These items included things such as tools, scarabs, amulets, food, and the like. So, formal analysis. So, on this first slide, I'm going to be going over the formal analysis of the entire structure itself. And we'll talk about specific analysis of the artwork seen in the structure. So, shaping for one, the building has many shapes as it is made. Supports that are pretty asymmetrical. Shown right to the bottom, right? The bottom sections sort of pulled out a little bit. And there are also many organic shapes around the structure, like the statues, and the texture, it's limestone, it's sort of yellowish. It's super different when it was first made, but I think there's space is used. A lot of it's used that we've been talking about on the next slide. Lining the top terrace of the temple are several statues, such as the one to the left, of the Egyptian god Osiris, the god of death. Commonly thought to be the architect of the temple, Hatshepsut's advisors was someone who likely placed these statues in the top terrace because of Hatshepsut's kinship with Osiris. Being based on the human form, the statues' forms are organic, and the perfect object that the statues hold have more geometric forms. In particular, Osiris statue pictured on the left as the head of Hatshepsut, again to demonstrate her relation to the gods. The statue with Hatshepsut's head are more naturalistic than symbolic to the indication of but it does seem to be some degree of symbolism such as the size of the eyes. Aside from the statues throughout, Hatshepsut's mortuary temple's walls are lined with paintings such as the one pictured on the right. Being human and somewhat naturalistic, the figures pictured maintain the shape in the same way that the statues have organic form. Similarly, we see some figures carrying tools or weapons which are geometric, while other figures carry what appear to be branches of some sort of plant which are organic in shape. Here's some examples of texture on some of the wall paintings seen again. The one on the left has really nice texture on the headpiece. Looks like an actual thing feel. This goes for the paint on the right, clothing, and even the headpiece on all three of the figures give opportunity that we shall touch it. The use of space is present in quite a few of the artworks seen in the temple. The example on the left is a painting of the goddess Nephthys, where half the space is taken up by Nephthys, while the remainder of the space is empty, creating an interesting composition. Although a little more vague, the example on the right is a painting of the goddess Venus. The shape of the legs and torso are different as a result of the style with which the ancient Egyptians painted their figures. Because of the side profile legs and front facing torso, there is a significant difference in space created at the bottom of the body compared to the top. The typical function is it's interesting missions to different energy. But also it's one of the function. The workout and structure see it's back to its existing history and maybe that's the people is meant to honor one of the most common grounds rather than add to more dimensions. The imagery seen in other shines on the apparatus, sculptures, and just all the arts and stuff like that. Yeah, further pushes him to be one of the most interesting social structures seen throughout.
So, and questions, comments, observations. I have a couple of questions, they're more like technical questions, but what kind of computer did you guys record this on? Anything special? iPad, laptop? I'm sorry, couldn't you?
I don't know what you do, but I recorded mine on my desktop. But I don't know if you use mine for your one.
Okay, well, that's good. That's why I wanted to know, because the sound quality seemed to be pretty good. I've seen a lot of these this semester, and I want to be able to let people know. I say I've seen them on iPads and things, and sometimes it doesn't quite work out. So good work, guys. So let's see. Teresa,
The history of the Easter Island statue.
I'll make sure I got my screen share. That looks good. So Easter Island, you guys are on.
The history of the Easter Island statues. by Megan. And 2,000 miles off the coast of Chile in the Pacific Ocean, Easter Island is famous for nearly 1,000 enormous stone statues known as mountain. Massive works were erected there starting around the 13th century AD by Raphael. An ancient Roman society that later collapsed at the end of the time. Using up the resources to make statues, they would eventually starve, having no choice but to resort to cannibalism to survive. With limited people and resources, scientists have long puzzled over how the people on the island could somehow transport huge and heavy statues across the island.
The background of the statues. Easter Island is famous for its stone statues of human figures known as the Maui statue. The island is known to its inhabitants as the Rapanui. Over 100 years, the inhabitants of the island are 187 Maui, and the size and complexity of the Maui increased over time. Around around 1200 Common Era, and out of 14 Maui were created from basalt, and for years the Maui were created from the island's natural resources of volcanic rock.
Now we remain to honor the person who passed away and placed on a rectangular stone called an alley. An alley marked the spot as tombs for the person that each statue represented. Alley were all carved differently to characterize the appearance of the person that the statue represented. The Maui statue faced away from the sea and towards the beach by way of watching over.
Rapid history. The first inhabitant of the Rapid Great Polynesian and Eastern Islands were an organized party of immigrants that arrived in islands around 700 to 800 AD. The greatest evidence from these original settlers are the Eastern Island heads, the Maui. Archaeologists revealed the settlers to have phases. The first period, 700 to 850. The second period, 1050 to 1680. And the third period, 1680. Between the early and middle periods, many early statues between that were known as bigger and heavier. During the middle period, the Maui, vessels under the Maui took to burial chambers, and images pictured by the Maui reflected the important figures that died. The third period is characterized by civil wars and general destruction. One of the island's two main groups, known as the Short Ears, rebelled against the other group, the Long Ears, burning many of them to death on a fire constructed on the island's northeastern coast. The first European to sail the island was Jacob Racovin in 1722, and later a Spanish expedition was sent to the island where the island's population in total to 600 to 700 men and under 30 women in just 12 months. Missionaries were also sent and converted the island to Christianity in the 19th century. In 1888, Chile annexed the island in 1965. They appointed a civilian governor, and all residents were made Chilean citizens. In 1995, the Eastern Island was named a World Heritage Site, and it now has a mixed population, mostly Polynesian descent, and are made up the descendants of the Long and Short Ears. Spanish is generally spoken, and its economy is largely based on tourism.
It's widely believed that Maui were built in the image of important chiefs and figures of the island's people. This can be proven since the Maui were built on top of the burial chambers of different people. Is that the Maui were built on sacred grounds and were used as a way to communicate.
These are our sites. Thank you for watching. Today.
Good. Questions, comments, observations? I have a question. Been kind of curious to see how you answered it. So this is all truly a question. But did you guys run into any stories about how those statues were painted?
No.
No? Logan, you're like doing this. Have you ever heard that before? It's kind of relatively new research, and it has everything to do with having the tools available to kind of scrape off little tiny little minute portions. And I saw, at least this is still a theory though, but they had shown, I'd seen a picture of these statues, and mostly what was painted were the eyes. And they're pretty scary as you see them. And a lot of people have theorized it was there to scare off any potential invaders. Did you guys get anything about the current residents of Easter Island? Yeah, see, okay, good. These are truly questions, but I remember reading about these some time ago that this is like a good example of how environmental degradation can wipe out life. And so it's like the idea being that there's not much vegetation there, but we think obviously there was at some time, because as you said, it's 2,000 miles away from the coast of Chile. And we know it had a population and they're not there anymore, but there's not enough wildlife, flora and fauna to support people. So you guys did good work. Thank you so much. And let me make sure oh boy. Shoot. Where's my thing here? I got to make sure I got the right screen. And where are we at? Okay, got to talking, got more share screen. That's it. That's good. Slideshow from the beginning, and there we are, I think. Or not. Oh no. So Tori, Nina, you guys are not here. Talk to me.
I don't know why it doesn't have sound.
Did it have sound when you sent it?
Yeah, it did.
Ah,
I can try to send it again.
well, we might have to do that. I didn't play all of them as a preview, so do that.
Okay.
And here we go. Let's find the looks like Kelsey and Paige. And make sure I got the right screen. Yeah, that's good. And slideshow. All of these little windows, I got to open that. And then I go to slideshow from the beginning. There we are.
Hi, my name is Paige Stelzen. And I'm Kelsey Webb. We decided to our presentation on Hatchetson, also known as the woman who would be king. She was the first great female monarch whose name has been recorded according to the textbook. This is influential history because it is one of the first steps to make female and male each other this artwork, let us discuss the attribution, which includes the time and place of Patrick's carvings. This artwork is a sculpture of Queen Patrick's butt showing her as a king. The sculpture was from 1473 to 1458 BCE, or the 18th dynasty. It was made in lieu of Egypt. If you look at the map, the people on the map and the red dot represents where fear of God is located at. This image also shows how it is located on the west bank of the Nile. Many of Patrick's sculptures destroyed all portraits in art. However, conservators were able to reassemble their sculpture. Today, if you want to see the sculpture, you can find it in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Now that we talked about the attributions of Patrick's sculpture, we can now discuss the characteristics of it. The first characteristic is the size of the sculpture, which is 8 feet and 6 inches high. It is made from red granite quarried from ADAH, Egypt. Red granite is a type of stone, and it is good to make countertops and bars, interior wall panels, floor walls and fountains, stairs, patterns, and other design projects. Let's take our first glance at the sculpture. We see Queen Patrick's kneeling with offering jars in her temple. After doing research, you will learn more about the meaning behind the sculpture. Looking at the purpose of the work, the red granite statue was created to be placed in her tomb to most likely honor the gods, as this was a part of their beliefs. Egyptians believe in gods in the afterlife and often would place items in their tombs to help them in their afterlife. This statue is actually one of 8 that was created and lined up down the hallway to the sanctuary of Amun-Ra. In the statue, we see she is loading jars and on her knees. Our textbook talks about how she is honoring the gods this way. We will discuss her on her knees with offering jars later on under the formal analysis. Being a pharaoh meant she had a lot of resources available to her. According to our textbook, people support spending large amounts of money to decorate their tombs would because they believed that the items in their tombs would help them in the afterlife. Since Hatshepsut was a pharaoh, she had a lot of wealth and power at her disposal. She actually had a lot of projects created for her. These projects included many buildings being produced along with sculptures. This one included. Considering the statue was created in honor of Amun-Ra in Hatshepsut's tomb, this shows she believed in religion in honor of God. Amun-Ra is a sun god, and Hatshepsut actually claimed she was Amun-Ra's daughter. I also briefly mentioned before how pharaohs would leave many different things in their tombs to assist them in the afterlife. These items include many different things, such as statues and things involved in field, and they studied to be up to the afterlife. These statues were often items made of stone. Other items found included pots, combs, stone vessels, makeup, and jewelry. Art is also an important thing to discuss when describing any artwork. For Hatshepsut's sculpture, the formal analysis is that it shows her with a masculine body. They did this because back when she was born, they called her His Majesty. Also, many people did not want female to rule, which is why Hatshepsut had a hard time becoming a leader. It also shows her kneeling on her knees and holding on to the jars. The jars look like they are filled with wine or milk as an offering to her followers. They made this sculpture like this because it allows her to connect with her followers and shows them that they can trust her. The last formal analysis of the sculpture is what she is wearing. The conservators made it to where she is wearing a neat headdress with rings on her forehead. They also made her have a false real hair with wavy lines and put on because that shows her more like a male model. Concerning legacy, I do not think that this statue has one.
Statues were created for a lot of pharaohs, such as the statue of Tehaffri and Drum. While they could have each had a different purpose for their creation, most statues were created to keep in the tombs of pharaohs as a backup in case the body of a pharaoh they long began to break down over time. Also, considering that Egyptians would leave resting in their tombs because they believed in the afterlife, many other pharaohs probably have statues in theirs as well, of course, for the same purpose. Also, there were 8 statues created of Hatshepsut honoring the gods, exactly like the one we discussed. So the statue is not even that unique since it's not the only one. Statues being produced today to honor people. An example is the statue of Abraham. While the statue was probably not created for the same purpose as Egyptian pharaoh statues, likely to honor him. While it does not have the same religious purpose as Hatshepsut's statue, this still shows that artists are creating statues of people. Some research and used to make this powerful presentation of the sculpture of Queen Hatshepsut. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Questions? Comments? Observations? Well, I have a couple. I think that, first of all, what you said at the end was really, really good in that you talked about statues as a way to memorialize a person, make them in a sense immortal, that they will be remembered long after they pass. And I think that that is exactly what the legacy of Egyptian statues of pharaohs and so on is. And you showed Lincoln. Reminded me, I went to the University of Wisconsin at Madison, and their main headquarters administration building is called Bascom Hall, and it's up on a hill. And in front of Bascom Hall is this statue of Abraham Lincoln, and it's bronze. And he's seated kind of like at the Lincoln Memorial, the statue of a seated Lincoln. But it's bronze, not marble. And what people do, it's a tradition, is that you go up and rub Lincoln's nose for good luck. When you come there as a student, you go up and rub Lincoln's nose. As a result, the statue itself is actually kind of a dark brownish color due to oxidation, except the nose, and it stands out. It's kind of a gold brass metallic color, and it's kind of funny. So you never know what's going to happen with statues. They kind of get away from you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That sort of thing happens. So it is the best laid plan sometimes. But that was a good presentation. Thank you. And I was hoping to have a few more today, but I don't have any more ready to go. So I was kind of hoping like maybe 3 more, which would take us to the end of the hour. So yes.
Did you get Perez?
No, I was gonna ask you to hang out a little bit. I never got it. So
I'll just resend it.
yeah, we need to do that. I got and then the one that didn't have sound here today. I wrote these all in my notes. And anyway, I don't have any more ready to go. So Oh, I got another one. I'm thinking. No sound. It's been a matter of sending them and stuff like that. So, anybody know any good jokes? Why was the skeleton so lonely? Because he's got nobody. Just say. That's my repertoire right there. So I guess we'll pick it up on Tuesday. And I do want to see them. I think you guys have been doing good work. The technical problems have been almost insurmountable, but we've been getting them. We've been overcoming these things and finding new ways. And I got to say too, I would just add this, that when we got the pandemic, you remember that it was last year, a year ago or so, at this time in the fall, we went virtual. And we don't have the servers and the technical infrastructure to handle still a lot of stuff. It's been a year, they've been upgrading, but still large files, a lot of data, a lot of things. It just doesn't work as well as it should. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of you have. Don't forget quiz 5. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Sorry you paid money to stay here, and stuff. And if you want to stay here, you can. It's a beautiful day and we won't get many of these. So thank you all very much. Somebody's got these. You too, Teresa. All right, you too.